Send a fan bar. Don't. It's no bad at all, DT3. You're perfect. You're lovely. We appreciate you. And we are live. We out here. Cheers to everybody. If I disappear at any moment, it's because I am grabbing another cerveza.
Very important. Need that.
Especially for the list string, you need that energy. Let's go. Woo! I am Crunk Chocolates. This is Sharpie Charlie. We out here with Shades of Blue. We're on FanFest Live. What up, family? This is the lit stream. We have three fantastic guests. We have them on one at a time. Oh, also shout out to YouTube and Twitter and all those whatnot things, and the people in the future who rewatch this. Hey!
Look who popped on. Look who turned up. What up? What up?
Hey, and I sent the invite for. I don't know how this works. I'm always the producer, so I have no idea what your half of the FanFest Live experience is like. And it's funny because the people from there, they'll be like, okay, so what can we do? What's these things? And I'm like, well, people are telling me there are these problems, but I don't really know how to help you. So can I give you their emails?
Yo, I'm gonna jump back on. I'm not feeling this
Man City Fan
977.
Yeah,
977.
do the login.
Although I'm not opposed to the number 9 leading the line. 7 is one of my basketball numbers, so it's not a bad one. But let me go switch over here.
We got all.
What up, Tom?
Hey, we out here.
Four members for the 4P. You know the vibes.
We out here.
Right. That's right.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I've been looking forward to this. Got my little street tacos over here, my little Modelo's over here.
Hey now.
Let's go. It's a vibe.
Right.
Oh, man.
And then I got the USA T-shirt because that's the only time I'm patriotic. The rest of the shit can burn to the ground. But
Yeah.
but with them women, them in the U.S. women's basketball team, just salute.
Add attention, okay.
And then tomorrow's Canada versus Jamaica, so I'll be glued to that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's a qualifier, isn't it?
It is to get into the Olympics.
Okay.
We are going to be missing out on one team. I really do hope Jamaica wins this. I mean, there's some cool people on Canada, but
ain't the same. Not the same vibes.
It's gonna be a really weird match, actually. Like, because Canada likes to play struggle ball, and like the best. Like, this is gonna sound wild, especially since we have Buddy on our squad, but like the best part of Jamaica's squad was the Swaby sisters. Like,
the defense,
and the back line. Yeah. So, like, I don't know how that's gonna go necessarily. That'll be interesting.
Bunny and Khadijah all night, 90 minutes. Let's get it.
Right.
I guess where should we start today? Champions League.
I'm down for some little CL talk.
Yeah, CL, European League. DT3 thinks it's gonna be Jamaica 1-0. Oh, aggregate. Wait, are there two matches?
Well, is it a double? Is it a leg?
Oh my gosh, I don't think my heart can take two legs.
Oh, it's a 0-0 tomorrow.
1-0 on aggregate. You're crazy.
Let the under 1.5 goals.
That's crazy.
For certain.
There will not be 2 goals scored in that match tomorrow.
No.
We might see 2 5-4-1s, and then we just play back and forth.
Right.
Let's just settle this the second round.
Who gets the best bounce to finally be able to score?
Just hoof it down the pitch and see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. Real big vibes.
Oh, I hate that so much. Hey, shout out to Man City Fan 55 for any of the people who have never registered before. There used to be a little toggle at the top, so I got to talk to them about that. Let me make a little note about that. If you're interested, you ain't got it. It's not that big of a deal. But if for future shows, like our kickoff shows and all those things, when we give something away, actually, Saturday, I was going to say tomorrow, but it's Saturday. We didn't give away that $25 digital card. to Fanatics. So we will be giving away a $25 digital gift card to Fanatics. You can buy yourself some City gear, a scarf or something. You just have to be registered. So you do have to register. So you don't have to do it now, guys, gals, and non-binary individuals.
Folks,
but you got to do, folks.
Folks, there we go, folks.
Oh, now you 505? Now he 505.
I should have just stuck with the 977.
I mean, it's like the 305, just threw a 5 in front. That's all.
Oh no, that's 505 is Albuquerque.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
Shouts to
305, I know about.
Green chilies, baby. Chilies on everything.
I used to work in a call center, so like, sadly, like I know I have memorized like almost every area code in the United States of America. Like if you name one, I'll have to think about it, but I'll probably be like, I think that's in this state, and I might be right.
30 minutes into the show, he's just gonna be like, oh, and just yell it at us. Yep. That's what I was talking about. Oh my goodness. Yep. I guess where should we start? Champions League.
Let's do CL.
Man, Newcastle's a little bunk ass. Didn't do nothing against Milan. All that fuss for nothing. Was there anything that was surprising? I guess because nothing. Oh, sorry. Let me go. I'll let you go first. Yeah. Go.
I'm really excited to talk to Jake and bring him on and talk about Union Berlin because they went into the Bernabeu and put up a very, very respectable effort. Like, Jude Bellingham. Like, I know that I think that we all feel a way about Jude Bellingham because he didn't choose our club, but like, I think we can all admit that he is a good player.
Oh, I still love him.
Yes. And honestly,
I might love him more because he left the whole country of England.
Yes.
Like the fact he's in Spain and I only have to see him for Champions League semifinals or finals.
He did his own personal Brexit.
Exactly. He said, I'm not going back. He said, I'm going away and then I'm going further away. And I'll see you when it's time to come play for the country. That's it.
And being on Real Madrid, that's just an easy G code to be on the Ballon d'Or list every single year.
I mean, he's earning it though. Like his early performances, I think like 6 goals, 2 assists in his first 6 matches.
Yes.
Now he's at 843. What up, 843?
South Carolina.
I was like, okay.
Wait, if you hit the home button, Tarek, at the bottom, you should be able to sign in.
Yeah, I don't know how to log in, man.
That's
my problem.
See,
I thought that if I switched, I was on Google or whatever it is, Chrome, and so I was like, well, maybe I was supposed to log in on Safari, so I jumped over there. That didn't work. So then I was like, well, I might as well be back on Chrome where I'm normally at. So
Chrome.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And poor Phil, we're having technical issues with him. Oh my goodness. I want to laugh at United real quick, but okay, I'll drop you back on the fan real quick. We got him in, so you just hang. We're gonna bring our first guest on. I'm super excited. Normally we have all these English speakers, American speakers. I don't even want to say English speakers. We got all these American speakers. So it's time to bring in some lovely accents, some Dublin action.
What's up, Ian?
It's good to be on here in a somewhat reasonable state.
It is very late.
Appearance.
I was about to say it's very late, right?
Mm-hmm. Not really. It's only 1:10 in the morning, so.
Okay, 1:10.
It's 1:10. I'm dead.
And that's what I said to him when we were chatting in the DM. I was like, okay, so when do you want to come on? Jokingly, no, it'll be late for you. And he was like, yeah, it'll be like 1. That's nothing. That's not late for me. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it.
Like when you said that, I was expecting you to be like, oh, it'll be insert time here, and I'd convert it, and it'd be like, oh, that's like 4 a.m. And I'd be like, oh, it'll be worth it though. But no, it's fine. Like, we're laughing.
There we go. Just another night. Another night in Dublin. I need to start saying like 10 past the hour, like whatever it is. It just sounds so much better.
It does,
he said 1:10, and I was like, damn, that sounds good. Like, 1:10 doesn't hit.
No, it doesn't hit the same. It does not.
They did originate the language, that whole region, you know.
Yeah, time is one of those things where you don't think that people could say it differently because it's so ingrained in us. But like, I remember when I was learning German, 4:30 is 3:30. Like, it's halfway to 4 instead of being 4:30. And like that just fucked me for a loop. Like, I spent like a full month just telling my teacher, like, are you sure that's right? Like, are you sure you're not wrong somehow? Because that's wrong to me.
So you said you were learning German?
Yeah, back in so I am from Ireland, but I lived in Luxembourg and then Brussels for about 8 years. Well, longer actually, like 10 years. And yeah, so I was in a European school, so you had to do 2 languages minimum, and then you had to do a third language for a period of about 5 years. So I did German for about 5 years in school.
That's why we're all stupid over here.
That's exactly why we're stupid.
Hey, you said it wrong. You said it wrong.
We're so dumb.
I did one language for 10 years, and I thought I was doing something special.
He said, I guess they sprechen Sie Deutsch. My dad was in the army. We lived over in Germany for about 4.5, 5 years. So being an American on a base, we had to take German as well. So I had German. I learned enough to find my way home if I got lost, kind of a deal. Learn how to take the Strasse, but that was about it. So anyway, let's get to City. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I assumed I'd kind of forgotten all of my German until I went to City away against Dortmund last year. And given that I was the only person in my group who spoke any German, I suddenly realized, like, when I'm in like a German city that's not like a tourist city, so like no one speaks any English,
so
I have more German than I think.
So you took 2 languages. So German was one. What was the other?
French. But like, I was living in Luxembourg and Belgium, so like that was kind of the obvious choice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So how often do you get the 2 mixed up in your head?
I'm actually kind of all right with that. So like, I grew up in a bilingual household. I speak fluent English and Irish. So I'd speak English with my mom and Irish with my dad. So like, I've always found like languages okay. I've never really had too much of a problem with it. I did struggle now. Me and my girlfriend are planning to go to Italy when she finishes college for like a month, hopefully. And I found it quite hard when I was learning Italian because I'd done a couple of months of Spanish and Duolingo. I obviously speak fluent French, and I just kind of like, there's too much overlap with it being Latin languages. But like French, English, German, they all inspire each other a bit, but they're still relatively distinct. So I've never really struggled with the 3 of them.
See, that's why we're dumb. Because see, when I start trying to count to 10, I can do it like 1, 2, 3, but then all of a sudden I get to throwing Spanish in there because I took Spanish in high school. I took Spanish in college. So it just all kind of melds together. I don't know. Anyway, Charlie, you've been trying to say something, man. Go ahead.
Because you mentioned this very casually. Like, a lot of things you said have been very crazy for me to hear, but you say them like they're just, I'm going to the store. You went to the Dortmund match. Can you give us American viewers and fans, what is that, like, what was the price for that? Like, everything included, right? Like, round trip flight, tickets, hotel stay, I'm assuming, for a night. How much did that cost in quid or euro or whatever?
Yeah, no, 100%. So my ticket was €30.
Oh, okay.
That was the easiest bit. Germany are really good with away tickets. They have like all sorts of caps and stuff. So that wasn't an issue. My public transport in like the greater Dortmund area was covered for the day with my match ticket. So like train from the airport and stuff like that was all included. My flights were relatively expensive for Europe because I booked quite last minute. Like, I didn't get my ticket in the general sale or through my supporters club. There's a guy who I kind of know who has a hospitality season ticket, so they get offered like any big games or away games and stuff like that aren't included in their hospitality season ticket. So he had like 6 tickets to the Dortmund away, which kind of made me sick because I was like, he's not a City fan. He bought it to sell the hospitality tickets. Like, he transfers them to other people and stuff. And like, I'm like, it pisses me off that you have access to all of these great things that I can't afford to have access to. But at the same time, I'm here at this game that I never would have been able to otherwise. So yeah, balance it. But so my flights were like maybe 200 for the return flights. I'll let you know a little bit more about the return flight in a second. And then the hotel was actually the hardest thing because Dortmund is tiny. Like, I can't think of like a city in the US for scale, but like, because the football team's so huge, I just assumed it was like a big city.
How would it compare to like a Premier League city, like any of the clubs we watch?
Like maybe Sheffield.
Oh wow,
that's like it is not a big place.
Wow.
So like accommodation was crazy on a match day. Like I think we actually stayed in the hotel where a lot of the press were staying, which was cool. Like the bar after the game was hopping with like all these people who work for like BT and all these broadcasters. But yeah, I think we paid like 200 quid each a night for the hotel, and like we were all sharing rooms. So that was for
whoa.
Yeah.
But for a last minute trip, like if you were to do that with American, like let's say American football, you would easily everything would probably be around like $800-900. Like
it's like you're easily dropping
tickets,
$1,000,
300-400. The hotel rooms 200 and something a night. Yeah,
the flight it would be over $1,000 for sure because the flight would be crazy. Like if I'm trying to get to Denver, where Tom is for a Broncos game Sunday, oh my god.
Yeah, you're gonna pay $800 for that ticket. Round trip.
100%.
No, and like plus, like you guys have the dynamic pricing thing with Ticketmaster and that, which like scares me. Like I remember I was looking at coming over to the States actually for like a week. It would have been around now, but I had to cancel it. Like it was too expensive. But I was at the time I was looking at like I was going to do like 5 days in Miami and 5 days in New York, and I was going to go to a New York City game home and away. So then playing against Miami and then playing against I think it was Toronto at home, and the tickets were like $40 each way. I had a look at the Miami game more recently since Messi came. The tickets are like I can't even remember how many zeros were at the end of it, but it was like it went from 40 because no one cared about New York. No one's got it was sort of away ticket as well. So like it was New York fans traveling all the way to Miami to sit in the away end. Like they're not doing that unless there's a certain Mr. Messi there to come see.
Generational talent, multi-generational talent.
Yeah, you guys have it. Yeah, like Ticketmaster have kind of fucked everywhere in my experience. But especially you guys are getting the worst of it.
1,000%. I did actually. Well, two things. I want to get to your topic real quick because that's great. But also, Man City fan 810, they asked, "What Mancunian slang do we know?" And the only one I know is the most important one. Do one. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything that's like specifically Mancunian, and that's and I'm always here. And please let us know any and all. Like I always want to know more slang. I want to be like Drake. I want you to never know where I'm from, or that's how you know where I was just from because of the slang that I'm using. They're like, oh, this motherfucker just came from this place.
I'm not sure I would really actually want to say a sentence in like I would like to be Drake. Like
I understand.
I personally would not like to be Canada. I personally would not like to be Canada Dry, but if that is your steez and that is how you get down,
I was speaking about a specific characteristic. His problems.
I got you.
Put that on me, Tom.
Combination. That's all you want.
That's getting clipped 1,000%.
That's a mad thing and a bad thing.
Drake is not a City fan. Drake is a fan of everybody. Oh my goodness, dude!
And that in that regard, he is the thing that unites us all. In some way, shape, or form, he's touched your culture.
Nah, Drake's the athletic curse, man. We don't want him.
That's the thing. Right? I think he's a City fan because he hasn't come to see us because he knows he doesn't want to spread the curse to our guys.
There you go. Well, if that's the case, just keep staying away. I'm all good.
But your question, I want you to kind of elaborate on it. But it is: can multi-club ownership models like City Football Group genuinely integrate supporter engagement within their operation?
Ooh, yeah. Ooh. So when I saw the lineup for tonight, I saw Jake from 50 Plus Donor, and it reminded me of an email I've been meaning to send you guys for a future mailbag episode of A, where would you like to see CFG acquire a club? And B, if City Football Group were to invest in a club either in Germany or just in general a club with a fan ownership model aspect, would you guys be interested in, even though it's not Man City, it's just a different CFG club, would you guys like buy a membership to get voting rights in and like feel that kind of personal ownership of part of the CFG group? So basically that was kind of my opening into it. And so generally I just want to discuss, you know, you see all these multi-club ownership models that some of which they come in, supporters love it. Other ones where there's a big backlash, or even if it's not initially, it can kind of develop over time. Like you're seeing that especially now with 777 Partners, the group who are hoping to take over Farhad Moshiri's shares in Everton, with like they own 5 or 6 big clubs around Europe, and there's like been like big protests at the games of like 2 or 3 of those clubs already based on performances. And yeah, I just want to see how you guys feel about like, you know, these two very different models, if they can ever interact, and generally speaking, how can CFG keep people on board and like keep people happy within, like, you know, especially for example, City Football Group have a lot of fucking money. It's not a surprise, but it's needs to be said. But under the current UEFA rules, they aren't particularly interested in getting Girona into Europe or Palermo into Serie A and into Europe, or the same with Troyes. Like, they are very happy to keep those clubs at a level where they are sustainable at that level, but also it wouldn't be a massive jump for them to be taken up another notch, because under UEFA rules, CFG would have to divest if they were to get into Europe.
Yeah, I think what you called out is a really good point, because obviously here in the States, we have NYCFC, New York City FC, which might have been the first of their multi-club purchases. So I remember when they were kind of going down that path, and it was announced they were going to buy them. There was a lot of negativity in some respects, because, well, who wants to be just a, you know, little brother or looked at as a secondary? You want your club that you support to be the primary, or to feel like you are a primary, and your aspirations, if again, because sport is about winning, are unchecked. We can go as high as we want. And so, but the difference is in NYCFC, we can do that because we don't have a route to Champions League or any of those other European competitions. Although it would be pretty cool to see a Club World Cup, you know, where they go against each other. But from a European perspective, yeah, that would be tough, because it's like, no matter, there's like that glass ceiling that we don't want to get any better than this, because in theory, we can't both be in these competitions, and, you know, trying to figure out if there's any sporting reasons why, you know, you might throw the game just to benefit the other, whatever, right? So but the issue is I don't live close enough to New York, so it was kind of like, I wouldn't care. I want to support them just because of city, and the fact that they're far enough away, that means I'm not going to go to a game. I'm not going to do whatever that. But if I were in New York, it wouldn't matter. But if I were in, let's say, Girona, yeah, I would probably feel some kind of way. But then I also got to be honest, those teams probably didn't have a route to European football anyway. So at least you can compete and hopefully build a regular La Liga presence. We're going to be, you know, League One, whatever. We're going to be in that tier forever Even
But
if we don't
also,
ever get into European football,
Verona's third right now.
They could probably be just go for Europe, Europa League, and then you don't have any problems.
Exactly. Yeah, and to that point, I think that's where CFG have made much smarter investments than a lot of other multi-club models, because they've chosen teams who are either experiencing like severe financial distress, like Lommel in Belgium or Palermo in Italy, or clubs that like Troyes and Girona that have like kind of chronically underperformed, or then investing in top tier clubs who are outside of Europe. So, you know,
Melbourne, Bahia,
Melbourne, Club Ankara, Mumbai, Yokohama.
So I think.
Go ahead, Tom.
I think for me, what I want to see most from City Football Group is a larger push to have all of those satellite clubs have women's teams, because I think right now it's just Melbourne City and Manchester City women right now. I don't think that Palermo is professional. I don't think that Girona is professional. Like I think that that's what I want to see. I think that it would be pretty awesome to see like women's clubs in Mumbai, women's clubs in Shanghai. I do want to see that. But I think that brings up your earlier point of the same rules apply, because like if one of those say for example, like Girona professionalizes their women's team and they somehow like get into UWCL and we also get into UWCL.
I'm
like,
sorry, but Tom, this whole point is predicated on City qualifying for the UWCL again, which is that ever going to happen?
We're going to get in. They're changing up the requirements, and we're going to get in.
They're the greatest football side in the known universe, but the UWCL is our greatest nemesis.
That would be hilarious, though. That's what they do. They buy it. They're listening right now. We got Man City people, and they're like, "That's actually a good idea. Let's get into the UWCL from a different league." Until Chelsea can't afford all their players and things become normal again.
We've not seen Chelsea women play a match. Yes, they are terrifying based off of who is on their roster, but I do also want to point out that Catarina Macario is still hurt. She has not yet recovered from her ACL injury. So like there is Sam Kerr now to deal with. Now you bring in Ashley Lawrence, you bring in a Mia Fishel, and Lauren James was probably like the breakout star of the tournament outside of Linda Caicedo of the World Cup. So, yes, they do have a lot of talent.
Tom, they're the best. What are we doing? Come on now.
I mean,
they're like the men. They're like the City men. They just play. They're just the women version. That's it.
But yes, however, I like that. I'm with you, Tom Bomber. I have to. Okay, so in this case, that means that I have to have.
They ain't nothing but chumps. Say it again, Tom. Say it louder. We ain't scared of no Chelsea.
I have to have the faith of a Gunners men's fan and say that we're gonna nip them. We're gonna nip them one time. That's all we need. We're gonna nip them.
We can beat them individually. They're just gonna win the race. They'll win the marathon. Like we can get them one time. They'll win the war. We win the battle. Like we did last year. It was great. Highlight of my season.
It was great.
Yeah. No, I do hear you, Tom, though, about the women's teams. Like I plan to go see all of the CFG clubs play home and away, men's and women's sides. And I was like kind of planning out like how it would work. And I was like, oh damn, like there's not that many women's teams. And like of course, like I included the Girona and Palermo teams, even though they are amateur sides at the current moment in time. But like the model has been shown to work, like men and women can play city ball.
Yeah.
Let's get more teams playing city ball, man. Like it's just beautiful to see. The people deserve to walk out into their local football pitch and see people cook.
In this, we do need to get like a final thought in here, though. This has been a great conversation, and that is kind of the problem about live stream, especially if we get a good conversation going. That just means we're gonna have to have you on again, Kian.
Yes,
sounds like a plan. But yeah, so we'll do a quick round it off with the question that I had. If Man City or City Football Group were to acquire a team with, let's say, 50+1 of the shares are owned by fans, would all of you buy subscriptions?
That would be exciting. I feel like I would take that club more seriously. I have like Bahia, Melbourne. I have all of those clubs saved on FootMob to let me know when the games are playing, and I might catch 15% of them. And there's just something missing. There's a connection. I was watching Bahia when Kaiki was playing, but he got injured. So that's definitely when I stopped watching matches so much. Is it that they need to loan a City player to each club? I don't know how feasible that is, but I struggle to connect with those clubs. But if I bought into one, oh yeah, I'm there every year, maybe even 2 or 3 times if I can. I'd assume I'd get some tickets if I'm ownership. Damn it.
I mean, I think it would be cool to buy one share, like just to say that I own it.
Yeah.
I think that like I personally never got into NYCFC just because I already had an MLS team. So it was kind of difficult to switch allegiances. But yeah, I think like for example, like if City decided to buy, create another City women's team in New York, like that would be my second NWSL team for sure that I would support. So yeah, I would definitely buy a share just to say that I have a share.
I don't think I would. I like my sport separated from my money.
You bet all the time. What are you talking about?
I don't invest. I bet. It's 2 different things. That's a very European mindset. I'm very much an American sports fan. Like some rich person owns this club. You pay all your money. I don't need to be involved in. I don't want emails about votes and all. No, just give me the good product. I'm going to be the contrarian here. I'm not a purist. Do not give me any of that.
I absolutely would. As a matter of fact, when the lottery gets to like 800, 900 million, and I go buy a ticket at that point, I always tell my kids and my wife, look, now if we win, I'm gonna go call the sheik and be like, just let me get 1%. How much can I pay for 1% of the club? I don't need a whole lot. I just need 1% of City so I can say I'm an owner. So I would absolutely. That would be a much lower scale, but I would absolutely do it.
Yeah,
well, it was so much, guys. This has been fascinating.
This has been great. Truly. Yes. Like I said, it's great to have someone outside the U.S. on, especially at this time. It's a little difficult with the time.
Also,
difference.
Just before we do go, and I do not want to interrupt it, but can we pay respect to my man, our number 51, Sergio Gomez? The boy's been cooking. Cooking.
Yeah.
Sorry. Position. Left winger.
Just had to find the right spot for him. Get him playing in that left wing.
There it is.
He's the men's Julie Blackstad.
That's it. That's a perfect tag off. I like that.
Well, Ian, you have a good rest of your night morning.
Yes.
Sleep well, King.
I'm looking forward to
appreciate the sacrifice, man.
Yeah.
Cheers. Night, gentlemen.
Yep.
Thank you.
What a human. Oh, so fantastic. That was great.
Yes.
That's great.
He was talking about Dortmund and how it's relatively small city, but when I looked it up, they're like 500,000 people, so that's comparable to like a Kansas City.
Yeah.
Technically, it's more than Atlanta because Atlanta got a bunch of people on the outskirts. More than Raleigh, North Carolina, bigger than Miami, Florida. So it's small, but it's not like tiny.
Got you. Okay, noted.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, speaking of Dortmund, I mean, it's not specifically Dortmund, but it's German, etc. Perfect time to bring the homie on, Jake.
What's going on, Jake?
Let me set the mood, boys.
And then Phil, I just invited you. I'll put you in the fan thing whenever you join. But I love a mood. Let's go.
Ooh, yes, let's go.
Some light blue for the boys in light blue.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
I guess that's the great thing about you being a Bundesliga supporter is that there's no need to worry about us.
Well, no, what was that? Do you see that?
He was clicking buttons, just got button happy, trigger happy, just hitting buttons.
Chaos in the studio.
Yes,
I mean,
it didn't happen. I ignored it for a reason. I ignored it for a reason. People move on.
He drinks while we do this. There's a little bit of alcohol and liquor. So
gotcha.
Wow.
You got a German beer stein? Is that what you got? A German beer stein?
Yeah.
It's perfect for this conversation.
I wish you guys would support me more, though. I was just trying to bring Phil to the show and putting him in the background. I was doing my thing as quickly as possible, and then you guys just got to gang up on me. I appreciate it.
Wait, use names, Crunk. I said no such thing. People have names here. Say Man City Fan 843.
I don't even know who that dude is. That guy.
My bad, Sharpie. My
Why
bad.
do you even have that guy on here?
He's an imposter.
Oh my gosh.
So is that Kaiserslautern, or what jersey is that in the background?
Bruh.
Oh no,
Go
that's
team.
cool. Let's go.
Oh, is it? Okay.
FC Cologne, yeah.
Yes.
But Kaiserslautern, I mean, they're fun, I guess. Who was talking about military bases earlier?
Yeah, that was me.
That's true.
Oh yeah. So that's I mean, they probably looked a little familiar.
Yeah, I lived in Darmstadt, which is about an hour south of Frankfurt.
Yeah,
So,
I love Darmstadt.
Yeah, I hope that I don't expect them to stay up, but I hope they stay up.
It's gonna be a task for them.
Okay, Phil, I don't understand this, and maybe it's just because they played so well against Real Madrid, but and they play the antithesis of football that like me as a City fan likes. But why is Union Berlin my favorite team in the Bundesliga?
First of all, I'm not Phil.
Sorry, Jake. Fuck.
Womp.
Damn. He just said everybody looks alike. Wow.
Right.
He said all you blacks look alike.
That's the light skin.
Just because we are black,
about him.
just because we're black Chicagoans, I don't know who Phil is.
And these people put the H in Tom, and that's how you treat them. Wow. My God.
Damn.
My goodness.
I
Damn.
didn't know you were from
My bad,
Chicago,
fellas.
Jake.
Yeah, we're me and the other guest Phil is we're out here in Chicago. We have the same supporters group. We started it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So
We
I
do
graduated
almost
high
everything.
school. I graduated high school in Gary, Indiana.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much right down the street.
I was gonna say, technically, it's a suburb, so you know.
Yeah, when they talk about Chicago area, sometimes they put in like Hammond and Gary. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And they say Shaw City.
But to answer your question, Tom, they are pretty likable. It's kind of hard to not like Union Berlin unless you're a Hertha Berlin fan. But yeah, I mean they've had quite the time in the first year in the first league. They've only been up here for about 4 years. And they've never finished lower than 12th since being up there. So the support are pretty nice. Like when they rebuilt their stadium, like the fans donated money and helped build it and like donated blood to pay for it. So they have their uh-ohs, but I think every team does. So pretty likable.
Well, I mean, how's Combe doing? How's the GOAT team doing so far?
Oh Lord! Well,
Sorry, I didn't mean that. I take it back. I take it back.
We had to talk about it. We had to talk about it eventually. Rough start to the season, but the only bad game was the last game against Hoffenheim. Dortmund almost got a point, but if you look at the goal, they didn't deserve that shit. And then Frankfurt we drew. And then Wolfsburg, we went down by 1. So really, like almost all those teams are all of them are at the top of the table. So rough start, but you know, Bremen is kind of around where they are skill wise and table wise. So hopefully this will be the first win of the season. But you know, you never know with this fucking team.
Jake, can I ask a question? Because it's Jake.
Yes, how may Jake answer your question?
I had to do it, Tom. I'm so sorry. But Jake, how did the Cologne fandom start? Like, how did you start your support? Because I'm like, because obviously it's easy to support like a bigger club in any other country, right? How did that happen for you?
Yeah, so my grandfather is actually from Dortmund, ironically enough, talking about earlier. But for me, it really started when I studied abroad in like a close by town. It's like 15 minutes outside of Cologne. And one of my friends goes to the game a lot. He was like, dude, like, fuck Dortmund. Come like this other team. And ever since I've been hooked. And you know, I think like when all of the US FC stuff started, like there wasn't a whole lot of people. It was like me and some dudes in Cincinnati, basically. But we've been growing and growing, and this meetup we're doing this weekend is like, I think 40 people signed up, and that's not even counting how many people are gonna just randomly join. And you know, I think when you're planning events, people don't RSVP, so you got to plan for that. So it's just getting better every year.
Nice.
Speaking of events, Jake, don't you have one coming up soon?
I do, Tom. We have our meetup in DC. I fly out tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, we're watching the Cologne Bremen game at I think the Brig. And then if the DC United game gets played, we're gonna be there. And then Sunday's gonna be our brunch, and we all fly out. So.
Nice. Is this the first time you're doing this?
No, so this will be the 5th one.
Whoa!
So, yeah, we've been doing them for a while.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay, man. And also, I want to say, now I can say you guys because it's all of you guys. Because specifically, Sharpie, you asked. I've had Jake on this summer, and we've had this exact conversation on Represents. So, I mean, if you would listen, you wouldn't have had to ask that question, sir.
Oh, I'm 100% guilty.
I know you are.
It was all women's footy this summer. There was very little podcast over years. I love you. I love you. I just needed but it's all love, though.
I'm about to drink an orange power. Oh, my gosh. You killed Tom Bomb now?
Tom. We got to mute.
Oh, no.
Production, sir. Production.
I look away and I'm like, what is happening? Is Tom dying? Like, please don't leave us, Tom, on air. It's crazy.
At least do it all here.
I'm still here.
The least you can do is mute yourself while you pass away.
That'll be the most unserious thing ever. Like, hey,
right.
I can't get the Tom. I don't know the system number. I don't know what happened. I don't know what to do.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Has anything happened over the Champions League or the Europa League that intrigued you at all, Jake?
All right. Well, two big things. One is Bayern had more trouble than I thought they would have had. I dabble in Premier League every now and then. I know enough to know. I'm not just appealing to the crowd. Manchester United is not good. So,
but I mean, even if you aren't appealing, you are appealing.
That is an objective fact.
It's objective fact, right?
Like this year, that is very true.
Well, they're in like 13th or some shit. Like,
so for now, they just need to play some more games. They'll go a little bit further.
Yeah, but for them to score 3 against Bayern, like even though the goals were like not good, for them to still have done it, I was like, okay. And then the other big thing was Leverkusen today. So Leverkusen, if you don't know who Leverkusen is, they're German Tottenham, basically. Their last trophy they won was 1992. And every time they've gotten very, very close a bunch of times, and they just shit the bed. So it was interesting this year because they got rid of Diaby, who went to Aston Villa, as I'm sure you all know. And they got Boniface, and they got Jonas Hoffman from Gladbach, and they got Grimaldo. It's like, oh, they're going for it. So I have them picked to win the league. And I have them.
Whoa!
Yeah,
are you serious?
Yeah, I think so.
And they're currently in first.
Yeah, they're in first.
Oh, they're rocking. No, Xabi Alonso is going crazy. Like,
And that game, the game that really I picked it before the season, but the game where I was like, oh yeah, I'm cooking, is when they played Bayern last week. It wasn't the usual like, oh, we're just gonna try to counter Bayern out, like we're just gonna let them have a billion possession. No, they came at those boys. So I think they're gonna have a challenge for it. And to bring it full circle, they played in Europa League today and they absolutely demolished Haken. So I think they better make the finals. If they don't, then they need to just fold the team, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
Can I say something about that Man United thing? Because Crunk, when we started, you were talking about like, hey, what do we want to talk about with Champions League? I actually want to give United credit because if you saw the blunder that Onana made, you would understand if a team just folded, right? It was such a bad howler, but for them to keep fighting, and they went down twice, like by 2 goals. And so the fact that they got back and scored that late one to make it 4-3, and like they fought the second half. Like everybody gives them shit, rightfully so. But like I watched the entire second half, and like they went for it, and they didn't stop. They didn't put their heads down after they conceded. The first goal was like Højlund or whatever his name is, like it deflected in, but a goal is a goal. Right. And then other people got involved. And so it's just like, okay, like y'all are actually playing and you see the talent. And it's like, if they just actually can be cohesive for like 90 minutes and not just 30, you could see how they can win matches. So I was impressed with the people on the pitch. Like they're not I hope they lose every match, and they did, but it's like, okay, I see what Ten Hag's doing. And they do have like 7 injuries. They're more injured than Man City is when you talk about players they're missing. And so like, there was a lot of young kids. Martial made an appearance. So again, like I'm gonna give them credit for like making it competitive, but their goalkeeper sucks. Like we can say that, and like that would be the part that I'll leave off is like he is a waste of money at this point. He has a lot to do to evaluate being like the 5th highest keeper ever or something like that. And I hate it, and actually I root for black players except when they play for Man City and Liverpool. Like those are the only teams. Like once you play for them, like I don't care. You might as well just be a white man. But like, because I like them to enter.
You mean Man?
Oh, Man U. Sorry, Man
U. Yeah. Your homerism overtook.
Yeah, Man U. Sorry, I can't even say United after.
Right.
Yeah.
United and Liverpool. But yeah, it's so watching him suffer is like interesting. But it's like, yeah, you made that choice. You could have stayed at Inter and been happy, but you went for the bag, and now you got to suck. It's what happens to keepers at United. Yeah,
so we might need to start calling them Stratford United. So we don't share the same city name anymore. Tired of it. Tired of it,
city.
Man. Okay, there's stuff. Also, I don't even know. I was gonna say something. But I don't even remember what it must not have been important. Tom, I sent the invite.
Is Tom coming back? Tom left us. He departed.
Yeah, he might have actually departed, honestly.
Oh, Jake. So I know you're Chicago Red Stars fan, right? Supporter.
Red Stars, yeah.
Yeah. How's that been for the last few years? Because I feel like that's a club I loosely follow MLS, and I know like it's never too low, but it's never super high. Like, what's that supportership like
for Red Stars?
You mean NWSL?
I mean Red Star. I'm sorry, Fire for MLS. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Oh, damn, Jake, huh? Yeah, Fire, my bad. Got my Chicago club.
Crunk hitting buttons again. Yeah.
That wasn't me. That was FanFest Live. Oh man.
For Fire for MLS.
He's just slamming the keyboard over there.
I'm having a good time. The best time.
It's pretty fucking awful, honestly.
Damn.
This
team just got new ownership though, right?
It's just.
Isn't it the Ricketts though?
No, that's Red Stars. Fire's owned by.
Oh, Red Stars, yes.
Fire's owned by this local billionaire dude, but you'd never guess that there was a billionaire owning the Fire because they still operate like they're in the suburbs. Yeah, it's pretty awful. I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm not a pro rel person. I don't think I'm not like one of those extremist dudes that's their entire personality, but I will say that pro rel I think would kick whoever owns the Fire in the butt to actually fucking do something. Like, Shaqiri should not be the highest paid player in MLS. And even if you do have him, the drop off between him and like the second best player is fucking crazy. Like, bro is not cooking in the off season at all. It'll be like, oh yeah, we got the Swiss guy. It's like, you're owned by a billionaire. Like, please create a credit card or something. Like, dude, just like, please make a splash in the transfer window. And they're not going to this summer because I think the GM's going to get fired, thankfully. But, like, who the fuck would want to be a coach or a GM of this absolute trash fire? Like, nobody. The fans are like, oh, well, we could get this and this. Like, who would want to basically go into one of the hardest jobs in MLS, and for what reason, you know? So it's not fun, long story short, but
sorry for your pain.
So, it is, dude, all my sports teams. Every last one of them.
With the move relatively a couple years ago, they moved to downtown or to Soldier Field. How has that affected your ability to, or your fandom? I mean, has it made it easier for you to get to games, harder to get to games? What has that done?
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, the place they're playing at before, Red Stars play there now, but like still, like that's the best place the Red Stars could play right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a solid. When me and Phil can talk about this soon, but when we went to the 2 game, it took me an hour and 20 minutes getting there, like midday. Soldier Field, you can take the train to.
Yeah.
So for me, like, it should theoretically change it, but like the team's just so bad, and like no shade, but like being a supporter is not really all that fun either. Like, I don't have season tickets this year for the first time. It's just not worth it.
Damn.
Yeah.
So in the past, they've catered very strongly to the Polish presence in Chicago. And I don't know if that were to continue. I will say Robert Lewandowski is probably on his last legs in Bayern, another couple seasons or two. Might need to bring him in if they have a billionaire for an owner. That might help. But there's a pretty decent Mexican population as well. Why do you think they don't play into that more? Because I know when the Mexican national team comes in the summers, they always have tons of people there.
Because they don't know what they're doing. I think that's just they have no fucking idea. They thought like this is an organization that thought like Shaqiri would move to Neil. Like, Shaqiri's a great player, obviously. He's like, very well known. But like, he was just coming off of basically quitting on Lyon. Like, he straight up was just not playing for them because he's like, I don't feel like it. And they were like, let's make this dude the highest paid player in MLS. This will be perfect. I'm telling you, man. Some people, I don't know how some people have jobs in this league, man.
I'm sorry for your pain. This is such a soul and sad thought. I know, right? It's because I couldn't imagine. And I mean, I guess that's why. Okay, so let's talk about the Red Stars and the owner, because everyone was super excited about the Ricketts buying ownership, but I thought the previous ownership was like Sarah Spain in them. So it was just like, why were people celebrating? Is it because the Ricketts in theory own much more money, but the Ricketts aren't good people?
Well, this is supposedly the good Rickett, although.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tom, I agree with Tom, but I was mainly happy because I think as bad as Laura Rickett could possibly be, Arnhem literally enabled abuse in the organization. Yeah, so like, even if it was the bad Rickett, I'd be like, well, Arnhem's gone. Like, he demonstratedly like brought the Sarah, like, as much as nobody's gonna say it, like Kristen was one of the reasons they lost Kristen Press, Sarah Gorin, people like that, is because he kept Rory Dames around. Rory Dames was abusing the players and also abusing youth players at the same time. Like he was doing double time. And Arnim, even if he didn't, as the owner, you had to have known. And he tried to play it off like, oh, I didn't know. Nah, bro. So I think what's helped is that Laura Ricketts has a bunch of other people around her, like black women, which I thought was super cool. But like I said, like we'll see. You know, I think having a new owner doesn't make anything better all the time. Like she could show her ass eventually, but for right now, I think for me, it's just like Arnim's gone, and I'm super happy about that.
All right. Yeah.
Can we just end on a little bit of a happier note?
Please.
Can we stop talking about my ass sports team? I see Crunk's damn Packer scarf in the background. I know he put that there.
I actually did want to talk to you about Frauen Bundesliga. What happened in your match against Leipzig?
Well, now someone's talking my language. Let me get closer. Camera. So here's the thing about Köln, right? Like they kind of just had a women's team for a while. But lately they've been kind of putting some money into it. They put a lot of money into the team last year and just didn't work out. That happens, right? Like money doesn't really sign everything. And like they could have easily done what a lot of teams do. And they're like, well, we don't know what we're doing on the women's side. Fuck it. But then this transfer window, they're like, let's try to cook again. They got like some people off Turbina Potsdam, like they're, sad to see, but like they kind of shed players. So like, let's take some players from them. Like Bayern, like they bought an entire fucking new team in the transfer window. So those players had to go somewhere. And Köln was like, come hither. And I was a little nervous. And then in their Pokal game before the season started, they won 10-0. And I was like, ooh. And I was a little nervous because like Leipzig, like when they got promoted, their goal differential was like 40 or something like that in the second league. So they obviously know what they're doing. So I was a little nervous before that game, but I think that game showed like they prepared for this. They prepared for. I think they realized last year was kind of like a mess up, and they learned from it. And like that's all you can really ask out of an org, right? Like just learn from what you're doing, whether it's good or bad. So I'm excited this year for them. But we'll see. You never know with this fucking organization. I love this team, I swear.
That's why I tried to end it on a little bit of a happier note for you.
Oh man. Well, I do appreciate you very much, Jake. Thanks for coming on. Please plug yourself and the things that you do and all those teams.
Yes, I am 50 plus donor on Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter. I also run Blackfires with Phil, who is also going to be next.
Yeah.
We aren't very public, but we're like kind of a secret organization now. He'll explain. I'm going to actually give him an alley-oop on this one for a topic conversation. The Fire are in a shadow war with us right now, and I'll let Phil expand on that.
Okay.
Okay. That is a great lead-in.
You're welcome, Philium, wherever you
are. He's about to come right on, so I appreciate you. I'm going to send you off and just bring him right on.
All right, I love you.
All right, let me see that.
That's Jake. That's Jake that just left. Jake is the one. And Phil is the one. Yeah, he's the one that just joined us.
You got it, Top? You got that, Top?
I got that. Phil. Phil. I got that.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I appreciate you checking in with me to make sure that's a true friend, to make sure I got it, to make sure I comprehended the material. That is a true friend. I appreciate
the Midwest Melee we got going on over here.
Oh, man.
So how we doing today, gentlemen?
Cheers. Salute. That's the energy right there. I like the vibes.
I'm right. You just got the whole bottle with you. I love it. Okay.
Well, this is the bottle that I bought the day of after West Ham won Conference League. So I always, once in a while, just take a sip to remind myself what it felt like.
This is what
to
champions
enjoy winning.
It's like,
I mean,
and you're with winners. So I mean,
winning.
Hey,
European champions. Not everyone can be that.
not everyone.
Not everyone.
There's only 3 a year. There's only 3 a year. You wanted a 3.
There's only three.
Oh, let's go.
And it looks like you guys got off to a hot start. Congratulations on your win today.
Yeah. Had me sweating a little bit. Ogbonna had me worried. Confused a little bit. Like, come on, let's not do this. You know, we're at home. Let's not start this off. But we got it together. Kudus scored. James Ward-Prowse does what he does best, hitting the set pieces. Socek is a made man, and he'll find a way onto the pitch no matter what. But he scored, so it worked out. 3-1 at home. I'll take that.
Let me ask you right now: top 6 PL or Europa League champion? Which one?
Europa League.
I'm sorry, top 4. No,
I was gonna say that's a no-brainer.
Sorry, top 4. Like you're going to Champions League football, or you win a trophy, Europa League trophy, not ECL.
It's
yes, give me Europa League trophy because then we get into the Champions League.
I say you're still gonna get in Champions League
because I get into Champions League and I get a trophy. Back-to-back years with European champions. Come on now.
You eat it. I'll take that.
I will take that every day of the week.
You know, you got a feisty Liverpool to worry about, so be wary. You know, they're with you on those Thursday nights.
But are we? But are we though?
Like I'm saying,
really though?
They came back and won, but their win looked differently because they had all their scrubs in and they weren't holding up, and Klopp had to put all of his starters in.
Gotta turn up, yeah.
It's gonna be real interesting to see what they do on Saturday because.
Wait, they gotta play. Is it Saturday or Sunday? They gotta play Sunday. Right?
Sorry, Sunday. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
Thursday.
That's the Arsenal way. That's the Arsenal vibe. That Thursday, Sunday.
They're at our level now.
I know.
Level, so they gotta get used to that Sunday transition, Thursday to Sunday. They'll get used to it.
In Brighton, they shat themselves against Athens. That was crazy. That was
disappointing to say the least.
Lost at home.
Is Zerbal good? Like, I don't know. Can he do it outside of England or outside of Premier League clubs? Because that's embarrassing. Like, that's not from a top 5 league. That's Greek. What are we doing?
They're trying to blame it on Lewis Dunk that he wasn't there.
Oh, Lewis Dunk changes the fortune.
Whatever they want. That doesn't excuse you not being able to stop a header from 12 yards out?
Multiple times, I think.
Although it was a great header, but that was like 12 yards out. Got to do better. I know it was their first time in Europe, but got to have that composure. That's what separates the good teams. That's what separates okay teams from good teams, and good teams from European champions like ourselves.
We are the champions of Europe.
Get it.
We're the champions.
Trophy talk over here. Trophy talk.
Trophy talk only. Trophy talk only.
If you got a trophy, don't talk to us. You know, like,
don't talk to us.
What you doing?
And I think that's going to be a problem for Brighton. I feel like that's the problem with all the changeover. Yes, you can always find talent and a great manager can do things, but once you get to Europe and you're playing these competitions where some of these teams you're playing, they've been playing with each other forever, or they're used to war every single match in Serbia and everywhere else around the world. And you get Brighton, the inconsistencies, people trying to show up. They haven't always had that pressure. I don't know. I think it's going to be tough.
In that way, it's kind of, I think it was more naive of Brighton to think they were going to be able to automatically win. I mean, say what you want about AEK Athens. They have been a team that's been in Europe more recently, more consistently over time. And so they know what it's like to go into different atmospheres and be able to get out results. So, it's a disappointing result for them, but it's something they can learn from. I think De Zerbi won't let that happen again, but unfortunately, he's not in a group where he could have afforded this loss. You still have Ajax, or not? Is that group with Marseille and Ajax, I believe?
Yeah, but both of those are having down years. Like, then Marseille's manager
Ajax and Marseille, and they drew.
Marseille's manager just like
he got ran out by Ultras.
Got fired.
Yeah, he got ran out by Ultras basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like it's a good year to catch those two names who are normally like prestige in Europe. But obviously the season goes on, right? Like, so like they're gonna look different as time goes. I still back Brighton. Like, we've seen them beat the best clubs in the Premier League. Like, I back them to make it out of the group somehow, some way.
I mean,
yeah.
The fact that
did
those
they
other
beat
two
big teams, or did they just beat mid-table teams that just lucked their way into Europe? I mean, I don't know if I call United a big club anymore.
Let's go!
I don't know if we're calling Manchester United a big club. Right,
I mean, they did get Arsenal. They got Arsenal, right? They got injured City last year at the end of the year. Have they gotten Liverpool? That was who got Liverpool? Who ran Liverpool? That was Brentford. They got Liverpool, like, embarrassed them last year. But you know, Brighton's good. Like, I like them. I like them a lot. They're fun.
I think they'll be fine. It's just going to take time to adjust.
And
I think the fact that those other two teams drew, so they're only 1 point away, as opposed to there being two teams at the top of the group with 3 points. I think that'll help them. They can get back into it. You know, again, they got that initial shock. Now they got to respond. So,
yeah, and I think that because I was watching the Brighton match and they were home, and every single time Athens scored, the place got silent. And I know that takes some time. That he had only recently, within the last couple of years, had truly became like a fortress of sound. The crowd was just been going into it. That's what Brighton needs to change. When they give up a goal, the crowd needs to come back louder than ever. And the players couldn't find themselves because the crowd wasn't really supporting. They were even booing. It was either they were booing or the Athens crowd was cheering so loudly it sounded like booing. I don't know. It was worrying because of the fact that Brighton was so excited. I don't know. I just didn't think that they gave up, unlike West Ham, unfortunately, unlike Liverpool and some of these other clubs who came back and ended up winning. Villarreal, they ended up losing to Panathinaikos, however you say that name, Greek-ass team. Let's
just call them Greek-ass team from now on. They don't have a name. Greek-ass team.
You guys are going to have all of Greek Twitter after us.
Twitter's going to go crazy. All those crazy symbols and shit. It's going to get like, you know.
Like that translations, like, even Google's going to be like,
they cussing in Greek. I don't know what that is. Like,
yeah, exactly.
They're gonna cuss you out in Greek. They're gonna find a way to curse you out in English. They're gonna find a way to curse you out any way how.
You know what? No, you know what it really is. This is what really is gonna happen. Just like this is gonna happen, you know, when any team goes to play at Belgrade Red Star. There's gonna be bananas and monkeys, like, all under our shit. Like, that's all it is. Like, you already know.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I mean, but Young Boys, did you see their announcement that they made where they're basically like, the Champions League Group G shows Leipzig, they're basically just an advertising tool. Manchester City, they're used for money washing and I actually didn't get Homeboy for that. Oh, Jake, you got away for that. I forgot about him. He quote tweeted and he was like, "Hey, nobody lied about that." And he agreed with that shot about City. I forgot to get him on that. Oh, you're so lucky.
Was it a shot at City he agreed at, or the shot at Red Bull? because I think Red Bull is like a known. Everybody agrees with that take in Germany.
Well, the tweet came at every team in the Group G, and he said,
"I'm trying to give my man Jake some cover.
I'm not doing. Why are you doing? Okay, so
he's a guest. He was a guest.
So,
you can't
on
the guest
on our show.
And you know, he didn't say it when he was on camera.
Which is why I was trying to get him to say it on camera.
Here's the thing, man. broke boys hate money. That's real. Like broke people hate rich people. That is real.
They just mad they ain't got trophies like us.
They ain't got trophies.
They ain't got trophies like us.
I'd be mad too. If I never saw Champions League football, I would be mad too at Leipzig.
They can't afford that champagne bottles. They can't. They just hating. They hating from outside the trophy room.
They don't know about the White Claw surge. Okay, it's different levels. They on that basic shit. Like they're not here. They're not here, and that's okay. Like it's okay to be mid. Somebody got to be mid table. Without a mid people, you don't have mid table, and that's who they are. The goal is type mid.
Chelsea,
a bunch of mid. Somebody got to be Reggie. If you know what I'm talking about, those people out there, you know what that Reggie is, right, Tom? You know that Reggie.
Absolutely, we know.
And we hate that Reggie. You don't like Reggie, but you need it sometimes.
Sometimes you need it. Sometimes, yes, Reggie is a need. Reggie is never.
When the account's low, you need that Reggie. Reggie is that cone.
Yeah, yes.
I need little now then to remind me where I came from.
Sorry, I just have to smoke that Chelsea pack real quick. No, I'm sorry.
That London derby is interesting, boy, because it's a melee over there, and I don't know who's the best. Like, is Spurs really the best club in London? Is it Arsenal? I know they're gonna decide it this weekend.
Wait.
Bill said absolutely not.
I know I didn't hear Spurs.
I mean, I'm just saying. I know they're right now in the Premier League. I'm just saying.
It's just
they got to prove it this weekend. They got to prove it.
How many times have we seen Spurs do this? They look good, and then they choke. They did it under Poch. They will do it under Ainge. Look,
but that's a London trait. No disrespect. That's a London trait. Arsenal did it last year. Spurs will do it. Chelsea, they lucked up into a CL. I hate them forever for that. Like, they took our first one, and that's okay. We got it back. But, like, London, just a bunch of chokers. Like, no disrespect to West Ham, of course. Y'all champions of Europe.
Yeah, you done it.
London,
you don't mean it to you guys. Yeah,
no. The rest of the people without trophies in the last season. They some bums. They some bums.
Right. You know,
them other ones. Yeah, them other ones.
I love how we talked about all of the like trash teams in London, and we're going to talk about the trashiest team in London that has the tiniest stadium, fucking Fulham.
We don't talk about poverty.
They do, right?
We don't talk about poverty clubs.
This man said Fulham. That's crazy.
No, that Serbian striker was like, "Get me the Saudi." He was like, "I'm done with this. Give me the bag. I'm done. I don't care about you, Marco Silva. Fuck you. I'm out. You're cool. You're cool. Fuck you."
Michael Jackson statue. Who? Oh, we got a stadium by the Thames. What? Don't nobody like Fulham. Like, we only paid attention to Fulham because they had Americans.
I was gonna say.
Shout out to Clint Dempsey. One time for Clint Dempsey.
Clint Dempsey made them more relevant in his short time, and they ain't been the same since.
Yeah.
I forgot that was the team he was on.
That was them. I didn't even know who they were, but I knew him, and I saw the jersey,
like fat
with a shirt. We all Americans here.
Oh, that's crazy. That's hilarious.
Damn, that Chelsea pack hitting though. I'm jealous.
I mean, okay, so who else are we making fun of? This has been very.
Oh, can we talk about Jose Mourinho? Did y'all see the quote he said about Renato Sanchez?
Who?
So Jose Mourinho, manager of Roma, he called out Renato Sanchez. People may remember him from PSG.
Yeah.
He had a spell at Bayern. He basically was like
for Swansea.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know why he keeps getting injured. Like, he was like, he played 45 minutes, he rested for 4 days, and he was injured after 27. He was like, the same thing happened at PSG and at these other clubs. And it's like, who talks about their own players that way? Some players just bodies break down. It was so disrespectful.
It's year 3.
It's year 3.
That's Jose.
Year
You're
3.
Right. You're right. I'm sorry. Duh. That makes sense.
It was always going to happen. It was written.
It was written in the stars. Once he got them that trophy.
That's right. He did get him a trophy. Shit. He does,
which is something he couldn't even do for Spurs.
Well, he broke Spurs down. He broke Youngmin Son. I've never seen a man so happy be so despondent because of a manager. Like he was between him and Nuno and Conte, Son was broken. Like they took the joy out of that man. It took Big Ange to come in and be like, "Hey, love football again. Love football again. You're captain, please," because those three managers, some of the worst football you could ever play if you're a winger. Like if you're an attacking player, to go to that triumvirate of bullshit, I'm just happy Son's still here with us because he went through it, man.
Crazy part though, he got them to a final, and instead they fired him right before it.
That did happen. That did.
It would only be Spurs who could Spursy it up. The man who always gets you a trophy, they found a way not to get him one.
Nah, we don't need that trophy. Who needs that trophy? Audi Cup is all we need, baby. Big Audi over here.
Audi Cup champions. They'll never sing that. They'll never sing
that. We can't do it. We can't do it.
We can't do it. We're too busy winning European trophies. I mean, sorry.
That's the only song we sing now. Champions of Europe. You're never saying that.
Okay, though, but you guys play Liverpool this weekend, and I would say that would be a tough match, but Klopp had to bring a lot of his starters off that he was trying to rest for you guys. Klopp is scared. I do believe you stand a good chance. I'm sure you're going to say you're going to win, but do you think you're going to win this match?
So here's the thing. I do believe we have a good chance of winning. I would not bet my house on it. But I do believe we have a good chance of winning. The one thing I will say, and is that we just have to be smart in transition, because that's where Liverpool will always hurt you. If you make a mistake on the ball, you will get punished usually. So for us, we just have to play it smart, and it kind of plays into the one thing we are good at, counterattacking. We can win without the ball. We showed you that against Brighton. Didn't even have that much possession. Hit them for 3. So it's just a matter of keeping it tidy up in the back and taking advantage on set pieces and in transition. We do that, we got ourselves a game.
So we can win it. I'm gonna attack this nerd field. So, like, do you want to see that back 5? Do you want to see 4-5-1, 4-4? Like, what do you want to see to give you the best chance to hit that counter?
4-2-3-1, same way. Okay. No change. No need to change it. Look, we were in it against you all last weekend, admittedly, and then
until you weren't.
Until we weren't, unfortunately.
But it's okay. You lasted a long time. You got the first goal. Our boy Brawley was like, "Nope, this ain't gonna end well," and he knew the vibes and won $200. He won $250. It was crazy. I should have took him up on it. I don't know.
Things happen, you know. It's okay. It's okay though. It's okay. Because we're gonna be fine.
Phil,
you know, every great team has their struggles. What were you saying?
So I want to shift gears a little bit. I would like to shift gears a little bit. Can you talk to me about your expectations for the WSL season for West Ham women?
Let's.
Wait, did I freeze?
No, there's some freeze. I'm here.
Did I freeze? It's crazy.
Look, a mid-table finish would be great.
Wait, did I freeze?
Oh no! I think he's having technical difficulties.
Tom is having the freeze. No, so I think if we have a solid mid-table finish, that would be good. Because last season we struggled at times. There are periods of the season where it just looked like we had no idea what was going on. We didn't necessarily have reinforcements going forward to do the damage that we needed. And so I'm hoping that we actually invest a bit more, that, you know, during the next window, we actually do take time to invest more. We brought in some reinforcements this summer. So that being said, still the top 4 are going to be the top 4, and that's going to be damn near impossible to break into. So a solid mid-table finish would be good. I want a cup run. I want to make it back to the FA Cup final, which we unfortunately lost to you all the last time we got there.
Yes, you did.
Thanks for reminding us.
Pain.
Frozen. Oh,
Pain.
still frozen too.
In fact, I thought I froze.
Wait, Phil. Before we run out of time, what was the tease? What happened? Jake teased.
Oh yeah, the shadow fight.
The Shadow Wars against the Chicago Fire front office. So when we started Blackfires, we thought we were off to a good start, and then we started noticing the black players being released or traded away.
Ooh.
And so we kept a tally, and we kept a tally considering the things we would say on social media. And every time we might have a streak of, speaking out, all of a sudden a black player gets traded, released,
Damn.
not resigned.
Well,
So we kind of said, okay, this is a shadow war. Mo Adams was the first victim. They traded him to Atlanta. We get Ezra Hendrickson as our manager. And well, while that may have been for result-based reasons, they then got rid of him. But if you follow MLS, you will have seen nothing has changed. We're still in the same position. So it's kind of one of those things where we joke about it, but in like a bombastic side-eye type of way, like,
Damn.
like we keeping our eyes on y'all. We see what's going on. We'll see who we keep now. Will we keep Kai Kamara? Who knows?
The one thing I will say about Kai Kamara is like, I'm not sure. I can't name the MLS team that he has not played for. Like,
that man is a mercenary on a mission.
Yep, very much so.
So, like,
he getting them checks though. Them checks coming in first and 15. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Professional footballer.
Like I'm pretty sure he's gonna end up leaving the club after the season, just based on how things have gone. Apparently, allegedly, he got into a beef with Shaqiri, and that kind of split the team. Allegedly.
Oh, I love that.
And it shows because we haven't scored a goal in almost 500 minutes in league play.
Oh, they not beating them allegations. They not beating them allegations at all.
That's a long time.
Those are allegations that cannot be beat.
9 times 5 is 45. That's over 5 matches. Oh my god.
So you understand why
it's not good. It's not good.
We not beating the allegations at all.
No, allegations not being beat.
No bueno.
And then we get New England this Saturday. Oh,
okay.
Lord have mercy.
Okay. I'm not sure if there is a messier thing that is going on in Major League Soccer than whatever the fuck that Bruce Arena said that I am 3,010% sure ended in a hard R.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
So, no, my bet is I have it hard R being second. I'm betting it was super homophobic. I'm putting my money on it being super homophobic because he gives off the vibe of a guy who would just hurl slurs 3 beers in, while at a barbecue.
You are correct. You are.
That's hilarious.
You are correct. Oh, Kian, goddamn. You are correct because he does look too much like a person that says the F word too frequently for a straight man.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna save that because
too frequently being at all. Like, using that shit in 2023 is crazy.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yes.
I don't want MLS and Apple TV to suspend me for 30 days, so I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Hit us in the DM.
Y'all not gonna score no goals in that time anyway. You ain't gonna miss nothing.
Wow, just wow. Man City fan 843 coming in from the top row, people. Oh my god. Oh my god. 843 went crazy.
He said they ain't scored in like 50 matches. I'm just saying.
I feel hurt. Is it because I say indie animals? Is that what?
Well, you know, you did say that. I did see you say that. You know.
Was it the indie animals comment? It's all love.
It's all.
We always say brother to Indiana.
I have to go to a match for the Fire though, but I can't bring. Where I live, I'm like in between the Fire and what's the in the yellow? Is it Columbus? Columbus Crew.
Columbus.
Yeah, Columbus. So I'm like kind of in between 2.5 to 3 hours each way. So it's like I don't know which one to support. So I don't support either. I don't know.
I would have just told you support Indy 11 if you.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Indy 11 is but they're lower league, but still.
It's still good. It's still local football. It's still your local. I mean, I don't know if that's your local.
It's about an hour and a half.
I was about to say Fort Wayne. I don't know which is closer.
I love when like these shows become Google Maps episodes. I'm just like, oh, this shit crazy. I'm serious. I'm not even joking. I love like geography, and so like thinking about where people are. Like this is fun, and I'm like, oh, I gotta make it to Chicago because that's like probably the biggest city that's like neutral for all of us. Like it's like, oh, if you go to Chicago, Tom, you can get there from Denver. I can get there because I don't want to go to Texas at all. So fuck Texas. So at least Chicago is like type of like,
Texas slang.
Yeah, fuck that state. That state is terrible.
The state is crazy.
I mean, it's fair slander, but I don't know if Texas outdoes Florida right now.
I was gonna say,
no, they're neck and neck.
I don't know.
You gotta take Florida off the table too, then.
but if you've been reading about this impeachment of Ken Paxton, this is some Florida ass shit that is going on in Texas.
He beat the charges, though.
I was gonna say you can't even count it because it didn't count. They beat it.
That is the most Florida shit ever.
Yeah. Big Florida man
in Texas.
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly what happened.
I don't get why people keep saying Texas ain't back. Texas been back. Texas ain't never left.
Going crazy, dog. Since that man in that wheelchair. See, I'm all about equality, but I want to make so many wheelchair jokes about him. I hate Greg Abbott with my soul. Like every part of my being hates that man the way I hate Mitch McConnell. Like they're the two most hated white men in my life. Like I genuinely can't stand them. And I hope that Greg Abbott rolls down a flight of stairs and just trips. Like just flips 3 times. And if it happens, if he goes, he goes. No, I detest Greg Abbott. Like what he's done in that state for all those black people that live there is so terrible.
What's
fuck that nigga?
What's the Tyler Perry movie where Kimberly Elise? Y'all know when Helen pushed him in that pool.
Pushed that motherfucker in the pool. Him and Ron DeSantis can go together in a joint wheelchair. I hate them both. I'm celebrating like the day. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna say this on Crunk. You can cap this out. I'm drunk. I don't care. The day that Mitch McConnell, Ron DeSantis, and Greg Abbott leave this earth, we are getting lit. I'm popping bottles like I'm Phil B right now. Like, I hate those 3 white men so much. 2 of the most populous states in the country. And a senator who has had so much power and kept the Supreme Court seat. Fuck all of them. And I want everybody in footy Twitter to know those 3 white men suck. And if you support them, fuck you too. That's a statement on behalf of Shades of Blue. You got it.
Hey, wait. Well, the funny part, though. Wait, you know what the funny part is? The funny part was before he started, he was like, hey, Crunk, if this don't, you can cut this out. Dude, we on the lit stream. Ain't no cutting out.
No, I didn't say cut it out. I said flip it. I said,
no, he said clip it. No, because the album he said, no, I'm double.
They got us in 4K.
Yeah.
There is
Let's go. Man, it's so funny because I'll have people randomly reach out and they'll be like, so, sometimes we don't know what you guys like stand for, like this show, this is like their thing, and this show, this is like their thing. And I'm like, we don't have a thing? What are you talking about?
You didn't see the material?
Like
what you thought?
We're like real human beings who actually talk about football and the outside world and everything. That's our thing. Is like it's about more than football. But I mean, I get it. It's not for everyone.
I don't.
If people get upset, you tell them to blame me. Because this all started, especially when I got on.
No, I love it.
It was my second drink, Phil. This is
my lit stream energy, and it's Sharpie. He's been working out. He's probably eating well. So 2 White Claws gets him going, and it's those supreme White Claws too. So
going.
Third, no, we need a sponsor, White Claw. Urge us. Okay.
Either way, just someone pay us any money. We'll drink all your shit. Like as long as it gets me drunk.
Send out that NIL deal.
Big what did Cat Williams say? Tonight we're getting fucked up.
Tomorrow's payday. I don't give a fuck. I'm in the happiest state of my life.
I'm waiting until 11 p.m. for EAFC so I can start playing.
Oh, you did the early download?
I did the early download. I was like,
wait, what? We got a link on Twitter because I'm ready to play some people. I need to play some people.
I got Xbox.
I need a life. I got.
Is this you're gonna have the cross-platform thing?
We cross-platform. All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm a PS5 guy. We can figure this out. You can come catch this L. You can come get this L. It's all good.
Excuse me.
You can come get this L.
We need to end this. This is officially our longest lit stream by like 25 minutes. I'm not complaining, but like this was supposed to be like the fun short show.
This has been fun. It just went a little longer.
Yeah, it's like the cookout. Everybody said he gonna leave, and nobody really leaves.
Nobody really left.
No one
about to leave. Let me go get my plate.
You done made 2 more plates.
Got a drink
because you ate the plate that was in front of you.
Had some pie. Had a piece of cake, and now you just here. It's dark. The sun went down. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
The cookout after dark.
That's what it is. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Phil, what's your Twitter handle, bro? Because I don't follow you though.
Yes, please. Hold on, before you even get into that, again, I also had Phil on.
I told you. You did it in July. I was focused on women. I wasn't focused on you. So Phil, also, back to what you were saying.
And also, that episode was before Phil was the champion. So so it's a different vibe, different energy. That feel it was a little bit more nervous. It was a little bit more nervous feel like so. I get it. Like he wants to be in, like Charlie wants to feel the energy of Phil post trophy, and I understand that post being a champion.
I only follow champions. I only know
champions. Champion.
So yes.
Campeones. Ole.
Okay, I'm sorry, Phil.
You know the vibes. Phil, my boy. I'm coming to Chicago soon. I've got my guy, Phil.
It's at @BigPhil_Steve. That's my Twitter. We don't do it like black folk do it. Call you by what your mama called you. Twitter.
Felipe
Puentes. Just sent the follow, Felipe.
Hey. Solidarity.
Oh, absolutely.
The Black and Mexican Alliance is real, okay?
Right.
Damn it.
Yes. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yes.
Gang.
You have a good rest of your night, Phil.
I will. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'll be.
Good times, fella.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing. Best day of the week. By far. Thursday is the best day of the week.
No,
I have been waiting literally 2 months to be able to come back on, and this was like everything that I had been asking for. So thank all of y'all.
Oh my gosh.
I'm about to go smoke that United pack. Y'all have a great night.
Let's go. Okay, speaking of that, I'm gonna join you. I mean, since you'll do United. No, I'm gonna do United too. Let's just double up on the United pack. All right, everybody, you know the vibes. Shady Gang,